The Young and the Restless spoilers Thurdays full episodes, October 24th. Lucy Romolotti stood at the edge of the garden, her small hands trembling as she clenched them into fists. The night air was thick with tension, the scent of blooming jasmine mingling with the underlying anxiety that had settled over Genoa City. Despite Phyllis Summers' stern advice to remain calm and avoid falling into Sharon Newman's traps, Lucy felt an overwhelming urge to take matters into her own hands. Her young mind couldn't grasp the intricate web of deceit and manipulation that had ensnared her family, and the pain of seeing her father, Daniel, falsely accused of Heather's murder weighed heavily on her heart. Phyllis watched her granddaughter from the window, worry etched into every line of her face. She had always been the matriarch, the stronghold for Lucy, guiding her through the stormy seas of their family's turmoil. But now, seeing Lucy's determination to confront Sharon alone, Phyllis felt a pang of fear. "Stay back, Lucy," she had implored just hours earlier. "This isn't the way." But Lucy, only 16, couldn't wait any longer. She had seen the sleepless nights, the tear-streaked faces, and the relentless pursuit of truth by her grandmother. Yet, the path to justice seemed obscured by shadows and lies. Her only clarity came from one source: the undeniable evidence that Sharon had orchestrated Daniel's downfall. The weight of her responsibility pressed down on her, urging her to act before it was too late. Under the cover of darkness, Lucy made her way to Sharon's lavish mansion. Every step felt heavier than the last, the distance between them symbolizing the chasm that had formed within their family. As she approached the grand entrance, the lights were dimmed, casting elongated shadows across the marble floors. Lucy took a deep breath, steeling herself for what she was about to do. Inside, Sharon Newman sat in her study, surrounded by opulent decor that masked the turmoil within her. Her mind, already fragile from Ben Stitch's manipulations, swirled with delusions of Cameron's lingering presence. Sharon's eyes darted nervously, always on the lookout, always expecting someone to unravel her carefully constructed facade. Little did she know it was Lucy who was about to shatter it completely. "Sharon," Lucy called out softly, her voice wavering but resolute. Sharon looked up, her eyes clouded with confusion and suspicion. "We need to talk." Sharon's expression hardened. "Lucy, what are you doing here? Phyllis told you to stay away." But Lucy was unwavering. "No, Sharon, I can't stay silent anymore. I know what you've done. I know you framed Dad for Heather's murder. It has to stop." Sharon's facade faltered for a moment, a flicker of fear passing through her eyes before she quickly masked it with anger. "You don't know what you're talking about, Lucy. You're just a child. Let Phyllis handle this." "I can't let you keep hurting our family," Lucy replied, stepping closer. "I won't let Dad go to prison for something he didn't do. You have to stop." Sharon's hands trembled as she stood up, her voice rising. "You don't understand the pressure I'm under. If I don't do this, everything falls apart." "Sharon, please," Lucy pleaded. "This isn't you. I know you're being controlled. I can help you." Before Sharon could respond, a shadowy figure slipped into the room, the real threat lurking beneath the surface. It was Ben Stitch, the man who had once been a respected doctor but had now descended into madness. His presence was like a dark cloud, suffocating any semblance of hope that Sharon might have held on to. Phyllis Summers had been meticulously tracking Sharon's movements, suspecting that something was terribly wrong. Her suspicions were confirmed when she stumbled upon Ben Stitch hiding in Sharon's basement, eavesdropping and gathering information. Phyllis knew she had to act quickly to protect her granddaughter and expose the truth. Meanwhile, Adam Newman was dealing with his own set of complications. Secretly monitoring Billy Abbott and Sally Spectra, Adam couldn't stand the sight of his ex-lover entwined with his rival. The drunken kiss between them had ignited a fury within him, one that he struggled to contain. His desire to rekindle his relationship with Chelsea Lawson was purely a facade, a calculated move to make Sally jealous and draw her back into his life. Adam's manipulative nature thrived on such schemes, but this time his plan was met with resistance. Chelsea, ever perceptive, saw through Adam's ploy immediately. Their conversation was tense, filled with unspoken accusations and guarded emotions. "Adam, what are you doing?" Chelsea demanded, her voice laced with frustration. "We've been down this road before. I'm not going to let you use me to get back to Sally." Adam's facade of calm began to crack, revealing the vulnerability beneath. Chelsea, you and I have a history. We need to try again, for Connor's sake. But Chelsea stood firm, her resolve unshaken. No, Adam. I care about Connor, but I won't let you drag him into your games. We need to be allies, not enemies. As Adam watched Chelsea walk away, the sting of rejection hit him hard. For the first time, he felt the consequences of his actions. The loneliness that came with his relentless pursuit of control. It was a harsh lesson, one that shook him to his core. But Adam was nothing if not resilient. He vowed to find a way to regain his footing, to manipulate the situation to his advantage once more. Back at Sharon's mansion, the confrontation reached its peak. Lucy, determined to end the chaos, stood her ground against Sharon and Ben. Phyllis arrived just in time, her presence adding another layer of tension to the already volatile situation. Sharon, Ben, Phyllis commanded, her voice authoritative. This ends now. Let Lucy go, and we can resolve this the right way. Ben Stitch laughed, a hollow sound that sent chills down Phyllis's spine. You think you can stop us? Sharon needs to protect herself, and you're just getting in the way. Phyllis took a step forward, her eyes never leaving Ben. Sharon, you're not yourself. Ben has been manipulating you, and it's destroying our family. Let us help you. Sharon's eyes flickered with confusion and fear, her grip on reality slipping further. You don't understand, Phyllis. Cameron wouldn't let me be weak. Lucy, seeing her grandmother's struggle, stepped closer. Sharon, please, we can fix this together. Don't let him ruin you. Ben, sensing his control weakening, lunged towards Lucy, his actions desperate and frenzied. Phyllis reacted swiftly, grabbing Ben and pulling him away from the vulnerable girl. A scuffle ensued, the room echoing with shouts and the sounds of struggle. In the chaos, Sharon collapsed, her body racked with sobs as the truth finally pierced through her delusions. Phyllis stood protectively in front of Lucy, her heart aching for the broken woman she once considered a friend. Sharon, help me help you, she pleaded, her voice softening. As Ben was restrained and taken away by authorities, Sharon remained unconscious, the weight of her actions finally bearing down on her. Phyllis knew that healing would take time, but the immediate danger had been averted. Lucy, shaken but unharmed, looked up at her grandmother with a mixture of fear and hope. Meanwhile, Adam Newman watched the unfolding drama from a distance, his mind racing with thoughts of his next move. The loss of Chelsea's cooperation was a setback, but Adam was determined to regain control. He began reaching out to old allies, seeking new partners in his ongoing battle against Billy and Sally. His mind, always calculating, was already devising new strategies to ensure his dominance in Genoa City. Lily Winters and Audra Curtis, aware of the growing threat posed by Victor Newman, continued their clandestine meetings. Their alliance was fragile but necessary, each woman recognizing that defeating Victor required more than just their combined efforts. They needed additional support, trusted allies who could help tip the scales in their favor. As they strategized, the tension in Genoa City thickened, each character navigating their own battles while the larger war for power and control raged on. Phyllis, now more determined than ever, took it upon herself to ensure Lucy's safety and well-being. She knew that Sharon's actions had placed them all in grave danger, but Phyllis's unwavering commitment to justice and family propelled her forward. She began working closely with Daniel, using their combined resources to rebuild his reputation and gather the necessary evidence to clear his name. Lucy, having witnessed the lengths to which her grandmother would go to protect herself, began to understand the complexity of the situation. Her youthful innocence clashed with the harsh realities of betrayal and manipulation. But with Phyllis's guidance, she started to mature, gaining the strength to face the challenges ahead. As the sun rose over Genoa City, casting a golden hue over the tumultuous events of the previous night, the characters found themselves at a crossroads. The battle lines had been drawn, alliances formed and broken, and the quest for truth and redemption was far from over. In the intricate dance of power, love, and vengeance, each person played their part, shaping the destiny of their intertwined lives.